Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about XinFin Network, aka XDC. So let's just dive in and let's start off with the overall price. So far as we really kind of look at the overall price chart of XDC, especially going back in the 1 year span, going all the way back to roughly May of 2022, we can see that we've just been kind of ranging here. We've started to kind of grow a little bit in terms of valuation, and now we are selling off due to the overall market conditions. Now, at the time that I am recording this video, yes, we are trading at around roughly 3.5 cents. As we do look at the overall price chart, I've been analyzing something very interesting, and it's that time frame going all the way back here to March of 2021, where we had almost the same exact price movement, where we wicked up to about roughly almost like 4.5 cents. I'm just gonna say it, and then now we are kind of retrailing down to the same exact level that we broke down below back here before we ended up testing this level back here, which was right around roughly 3 cents almost. It was like 2 3/4 cents. So as we do look at this, I'm watching to see if we are going to lose this level, which we are very close to doing so right now. Going to be watching this thing throughout the entire day. I would personally love to see this range hold and us to kind of just consolidate within this until we get that breakout. But it looks probable for this to actually retest some nice lows, and I'm not complaining on that. And I don't think anyone should be complaining if you are, a long-term XDC holder, because buying anything down here, well, that will be just incredible. Because again, any sort of price action I take, because even if we do consolidate down here, or we consolidate up here, or sorry, if we consolidate up here, then yes, we will most likely see a breakout from here or a breakout from here. Either way, we will see a breakout eventually, and I will be accumulating both of these ranges, because again, this is like, we're talking about a difference of like 2 cents here. And I know to most people that might be a big difference, but to me personally, I just don't see a big difference in that. So whatever range that we do start accumulating within, I'm going to be accumulating pretty heavy for XDC, because these two are great ranges to be accumulating this token, especially if you believe in it long term. For an example, like from here, you're looking at just a 3x. I understand that a 3x is not that special to some people, but we're looking down here, that's a 6x. And I do believe that we will go much higher than this all-time high. I've talked about it. I think that this thing could pull some pretty incredible gains going into the next major cycle, because we got a lot of things going on with the XDC network now. Going back to this all-time high, during this entire time, we didn't really have a lot going on for XDC. Yeah, we had, a working website. Yeah, we had a few, projects building out on XDC, but now we have a lot of things going on. We have Impul. We have a lot of things happening with Trade Tech and Trade Phoenix, and a lot of things centered around trade finance and cross-border payments. Like, now there's a lot of things going on within the XDC ecosystem, which I'm very excited about. So as we do look at what's going to be happening going forward on in time, I'm actually excited going into the next major bull run, because even if we do repeat some of these price movements back here, it's going to be pretty exciting. Because even if you go all the way back and going off the bottom range back here from 2019, this thing did roughly a massive 46,760% run up. Even if we do, I mean, I don't think that we're going to do 46,000%, but hey, I will take like 5,000% or even like a 10,000% run up, which I think is pretty probable. I mean, like, listen, this is almost a $2 XDC. When we compare and contrast this to like XDC or XRP, sorry, for example, it's roughly a $21.9 billion market cap, a 44x, $1.58. So that's not too crazy to me personally. And this is why I do think that like XDC is still very early on in terms of one of the X tokens. And what do I mean by that? Well, when we look at XRP, when we look at XLM, XDC is the third one. We do see over here from Doug Brooks, the power of X, with Brad Garlinghouse at Dubai FinTech Summit today. Long chat with the team about many things blockchain. What an exciting space to be in right now. And of course, yes, this is from the XDC project. This is Doug Brooks, like I said. And there's been a lot of discussions here. Listen, when we look at what Ripple's doing, when we look at what XinFin's doing, I think that a lot of these X tokens, like XDC, XRP, and XLM, I think all three of these should be a must hold in your portfolio. I think that what XDC is doing is very, very special. And although, yeah, price action, you know, to most people hasn't been very exciting. But this long and rolling process where we just kind of trade sideways between these ranges, that's what we want to see. We want to see a floor being built out. And the longer that we consolidate, the higher that we go. And so far, XDC really hasn't had a major move this year. Not like many other tokens. I mean, like this thing did, yeah, roughly a 150% run up. Like that's nothing compared to some of these other tokens. I'm seeing tokens doing, you know, 10, 20, 40, 50x moves right now. And XDC is just kind of just ranging. And I like that because the longer that we range here, which so far, like if we look here, it's been about roughly 315 days. As we do just kind of range here, like I said, the higher the expansion. So, you know, are we going to see $1, $2, or, you know, so on XDC? It's probable. You know, I don't think that market cap is too crazy. Like even here, you have a $2.20 XDC at a $30.2 billion market cap. That to me is probable. That's likely to happen. But again, we have to wait and see what could really happen with XDC. But I'm very bullish on XDC, especially with a lot of these major events that they are holding, because the community around XDC is still very small. It's not a majorly talked about token. Like a lot of people still kind of ignore it. I'm like one of a few creators that actually do talk about XDC. And it's surprising because when we look at XinFin, they still almost have 100,000 followers over on Twitter. But I think that this is one of those projects that still gets kind of ignored. Like when you look at Ripple, when you look at Stellar, you know, these are projects that have massive amounts of following. XDC seems to be like an outlier. But we do see here, can't wait to speak at Web3 Berlin on the main stage, where the room can host up to 1,100 people. Thanks Berlin Web3.com for this opportunity. This will likely be the largest live audience we've ever presented the XDC network and XDC GDCE2. Excited to share our vision for the future of blockchain technology with developers, attendees, and projects while highlighting the unique features and benefits of the XDC network, a scalable, secure, and energy-efficient blockchain network. And yeah, I'm very excited for these. I love these community events. I think that these are very special. I think everyone should make sure that you tune into these, because these are something very special to learn more about the overall network and also to learn more about your investment. I always say, like, you know, you can't just rely on YouTube videos and, you know, influencers and things like that. Like, make sure that you are tuning into these events. These events are pretty large, especially for the community outreach and growth. I'm very excited for this. And also, we even seen from Consensus 2023, very large event for XDC. Seems as though the community was very large for XDC. So very excited for that. Very excited to see a lot more growth happening around XDC. Again, like I said, this is one of those projects that I just feel is overlooked massively compared to some of these other ones where they have a rapidly growing ecosystem as well as community. But they have been focused on building out that ecosystem. I've been focused on this ecosystem chart over here on the xdc.org website. So first off, you obviously know of like ITFA. You guys know about Fireblocks, TFDI, DC United, and the DNI. These are like the main ones that we really kind of talked about for the longest time back in 2021 and even in 2022 and even now in 2023. But when we scroll down here, there is so many projects within the network participants list. I mean, obviously, you guys know about Corda. You guys know about a few of these, but a few of these you don't know about. Like, we never really did a breakdown on Global ID. They're big as well. And there's a few other ones here as well. But then over here is where things get a little bit interesting. So Propine, this is a huge company. We've talked about them in the past. This is a big deal. We might do a breakdown on this again very, very soon, because I think that this is going to be a big player for XDC. But also there's enterprise and institutional. Then there's even the wallets and stuff. Like, we've started to see this grow, and I'm very excited about this. And also, you already know where I'm going with this, right? Trade finance. So they actually have a solution over here on their website labeled Trade Finance that you could read about. And we do see XDC has become recognized for its outstanding presence in the trade finance industry. The network is a trustless blockchain designed to deliver scalable, efficient, and affordable and accessible settlement rails for a variety of tokenized assets. When we look at this and we actually understand this overall use case, for a lot of people out there, they might not. I think that this is going to be very large, especially as we do continue to see the internet of value becoming a big focus point, becoming a real thing now. we started to see a lot of these companies really focus on that. And there's a lot of tech gaps here. Like, for example, we even do see here the trade finance gap materializes when capital demands excess available capital. The gap represents the difference between the two, and it is ballooned to US $1.7 trillion in 2022. That's very large. And then also down here, those most affected by the gap are SMEs and micro businesses, particularly those in developing countries. Banks rejected more than 40% of trade finance applications from SMEs. Women-owned businesses face additional challenges as well, Standard Chartered 2020. And again, you can see how this is increasing. Like, this gap is increasing. It increased $0.2 trillion, sorry, $200 billion worth of capital in roughly 3 years. And I know that to some people that might not seem like a lot, but hey, that is a very large amount when you were talking about a token that only has, currently speaking right now, not fully diluted, a market cap of almost $500 million. Now, fully diluted, yeah, you're looking at like about $1.3 billion, but that's still a very significant amount of money that is gaining value in 3 years. And this gap is only going to continue to drastically increase in value, because we're starting to see a lot more of a major demand around trade finance. So to me, digitizing this, making sure that this is efficient enough, and making sure that, you know, the cost associated with technology is much lower, because again, that's the biggest problem right now around technology innovation within trade finance, and ultimately adopting digitization use cases, is the barrier of cost. Like, the cost is a big obstacle for a lot of these SMEs, because these are small, medium enterprises. They're not, massive giants. So as we do look at this, I do think that XDC is really changing the way trade finance is accessed, as well as how trade finance really kind of flows in terms of those business workflows. And I do think that that $1.7 trillion, although it's not $100 trillion or anything like that, hey, we only need really 1%, 2%, maybe even 5% of that market to truly make life-changing wealth, because XDC, still very early on. I mean, we're looking at a 3.5 cent token. I mean, that's crazy to me, especially when we look at some of these other tokens and, where this could be in terms of market cap. If we had the market cap of, like, we'll just say Dogecoin, right? A 73-cent XDC, a 20x opportunity run. Like, that's insane to me, especially for how much utility there is behind XDC. And it's only a matter of time. It really is only a matter of time. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on, because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I just hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.